Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, human beings of all ages, welcome to Vibrations with Vito. I am your host, Vito. This is episode 77. Happy Halloween. This is coming out on Halloween. And no better way to end spooky season than to partake into some spooky activities. That's what we're doing here today. I have no message of the week because I can't think of anything else other than my guest right now. And this lady is a certified life coach. She is a spiritual mentor. She is a medium. She is a Reiki master, an energy healer, the one and only Judy Eisler.
Yay!
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for coming on.
I'm thrilled to be here, Vito.
Yeah, good. I appreciate it. So this is our first meeting. I was referred to you, and I didn't want to. As soon as I heard about you, I thought this would be a great episode. And you were open to it, which was amazing. I appreciate that. This is the first time you've done anything like this?
Yes.
Okay, good. How do you feel right now? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so before we get started, you're going to do a reading for me.
Mm-hmm.
You got some cards. You got the whole nine. I am excited. I'm also nervous. Is it common for people to be nervous when they come see you for the first time?
When it's the first time, yes.
Okay.
Everybody thinks that they're going to get bad news or hear they're dying or somebody in their world is dying.
Okay, and that's not the case, folks.
That's not the case, no.
Hopefully not.
I have never gotten a message like that, but
Okay.
I have rules set with my guides, so
Okay.
they will not bring in any kind of information like that unless there's something you could do about it.
Okay.
So that's the rule I've set.
All right. So I was thinking that I was gonna have you give your number out here and stuff, but I just had this thought. The thought of maybe somebody prank calling you doesn't sit well with me. So if anybody is interested in reaching out and having a reading done from my friend Judy, reach out to me and I will give you the number personally. Because if we do this number and it's all over YouTube, I don't want you to get a call and they're trying to be funny.
Appreciate that.
So yeah. Oh, here we go. So on her business card it says a catalyst for change, and I think that says it all right there. So before we get started into the reading, I have a few questions. So when did you know that you had this gift? Because I want to call it a gift. When did you know that?
So I've always been different than other people, but I never really realized what that was until probably I really delved into spirituality and like my own personal path back around 2005.
Okay.
And I've been on that path since. So shortly after that, I was invited to do Reiki healing, and I did something back then called Siva, which is an acupressure. It's really like for stress relief.
Okay.
So I was invited to a friend of mine's birthday party. All these people had these July birthdays, and she would get outside people like me to come in and do whatever. So I was doing Siva and Reiki on her friends. And when I was doing the Reiki on somebody, this information just started pouring through. Okay. And that was really my first mediumship. And just for your viewers who might not know, and you might not know, mediumship is I can connect with deceased loved ones, deceased, people on the other side. All mediums are psychics.
Ooh.
Not all psychics are mediums. A psychic reads physical phenomenon, your energy, where you're at in your life. So I
kind
can
of fortune telling kind of thing, right? They kind of future all
yes.
that. Psychic.
Yes, psychic.
Okay, all right.
Where the medium can do both.
Okay.
So.
Ooh, that's good information. That was one of my questions actually. So you answered
sorry.
that. No, it's
psychic.
Good. There you go. Okay, so is there a language barrier for you and the spirits? Like, what if in somebody's life they come from a specific culture?
If the person was here and spoke Spanish, I've always gotten everything in English. I may get a word or two in their language, but they know I am not good with foreign languages. Right. Okay. I'm not good with identifying things like a specific flower.
Okay.
I mean, I would know a rose if it was given to me.
Right.
Or animals, like, some people know breeds. Not me. Cars, not me.
Okay.
So I have to pretty much give a description of what I'm being shown.
Okay.
But they do communicate with me in my language.
Okay. Good.
So
That's good. I'm glad that it's direct and it's so you can interpret it.
yes.
What do you think the most common misconception of what you do is? If there had to
That
be
it's evil
one. Ooh.
or from the devil.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. No. Correct.
I was raised Catholic. I did a
Okay.
stint in like born again Christian non-denominational realm.
Okay.
And I've always been drawn to the occult.
Okay.
And so many times I would buy a deck of tarot cards and then toss them because, I can't be doing the devil's work.
Ooh. Okay. I talked to a few people earlier in the week and they were like all negative, like sayings, and I was just hearing all negative stuff, and I was like, you're kind of ruining this for me, because I was like very excited and eager, and they're like, oh well, what if? I'm like, well, I don't want to do the what ifs. Let's relax and we'll see how it goes. Okay. What would you say is the craziest thing that a spirit has told you? If you can share.
The craziest things that they show me is things that only you would know.
Ooh.
So that's how it works. I don't know why, but generally I don't get a name. So it's not like
They won't say Vito.
Grandpa Lou will come
okay.
in from the
Okay.
other side. I'll just get an impression, and I may be able to tell you, well, he had dark hair, he looks a little shorter, he might have been a little pudgy.
Okay.
But then he'll show me something like the funniest one was a guy, what's his name, Tarzan,
Okay.
and it's like, I can't give this message.
Right.
Like, they're going to think I'm crazy. Well, the message is given, and guess what?
Yeah.
They had been on a trip to somewhere jungly like,
Okay.
and this woman's husband literally swung from the
Vine.
from the vines.
Like Tarzan. Wow. Okay. So it made sense of the person, but
Made
to you,
sense
you
of
were
the
like,
person.
maybe I shouldn't say. Okay.
Yes. So,
Okay.
but this is all learning lessons. You have
Right.
to learn to trust. It's the information's not mine. It's just coming through me.
Right.
So what they're saying, they know what you know. You know, they know what you'll say. Oh, that has to be my pop, or that has to be
Right.
my dad, or that has to be my mom.
Okay. All right. And that's why I call it a gift, because it's coming through you to somebody else.
Yep.
Okay. I think it might be time to start the reading. Okay. So my hands are sweating. My apologies. What do you need from me?
Okay, I need your left hand.
My left hand.
Okay. Say your name.
Vito.
Do I have your permission to give you any information I may get from any deceased loved ones, any guides, any angelics, any beings, masters that work with either you or me?
Yes.
Okay. And say your birthday for me.
December 15th.
Okay. Okay. So, just for your information, I like to start my readings off with some numerology, because I find my readings are really about healing, and that's why my cards say Catalyst for Change.
I like it.
Because I never advertise. I never go out seeking
We're doing that
readings.
now.
Right. So when somebody comes to me, they're ready for change. And I only learned this over the years doing it and watching what happens to people, not to scare anybody, not to scare you. Mm-hmm. But you must be ready for some kind of change in your life at this point.
I am.
So in numerology, we live our life in a 9-year cycle. You are not necessarily born in a 1 year. And that's calculated on your birth month, your birthday, and your birth year. Okay. So we're in a universal 7-year this year. And it just literally, you add one on. So next year will be 8,
Mm-hmm.
the 25 will be 9, and then we start at 1 and 26.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you are right now in this year in a 7-year. So a 7 year is about a lot of introspecting. It's a very quiet year. It can be disconcerting because you feel like you want to be the hermit. You want to be locked away. It's really about self-searching and what's working in your life and what's not. Do you find that to be true over this past year?
Yes.
Okay. So because we're at the end of the year, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time other than what I just told you. And you confirm that is where you are. So why I like to do this is because when I tell you that you're going into an 8-year, you can now prepare and understand and use it to your advantage.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So you're going into an 8-year. Those energies have already started. They generally start around October.
Ooh.
It is always... like the year begins on January 1st, but the energy, it's not like door opening and shutting. So, you know what I mean? It's like the energies from your 7 are going to slowly dissipate probably through about February.
Okay.
And then the 8 energies are slowly increasing, now, like probably from around the beginning of October, I find. So you may have already found, and actually us doing this probably is connected to that. So in an 8-year, it's like a year of manifestation and so you want to be, I always warn people, you want to be real clear about your thoughts. If you've been a negative Nelly and down on yourself and like nitpicking, not in a happy place, you're putting all that crap out. And that's what you're creating for your life. You're going to get that right back. And you can blame anybody else you want, but it's really you. So us having this conversation, hopefully you're going to take it to heart and start really watching your thoughts, because your thoughts are followed by actions. When you feel good or you're like expecting like, oh, wow, 8 years can be great. They're great for manifesting. They're great for birthing an idea. It's also the beginning of this set of 3 years, which is the 8, 9, and 1. The 9 is endings. You're ending your cycle. If you have not been happy with this past 9-year cycle, this is like you should be excited.
Right, because it's going to restart.
Because you're going to restart.
Okay.
So for an 8-year, again, I'm going to say it because this is very important, and your guides are saying you need to change your thought pattern. So you may be putting on a good show. They're showing me like this is what you may be showing everybody, but what's going on in here does not match.
Correct.
Okay. So they're calling you out on that.
All right. Good start.
Yeah. So give me your hand again.
Left hand?
Yeah, left hand. Okay, so I feel an energy like is your grandfather on the other side? Okay. Were you very close to him?
I did not know him. He passed before I was here.
Okay, well, he's very close to you, and I feel like then if you did not know him here, you knew him on the other side. I always say for people who feel bad about like, oh, my mom never gets to guess what? He held you before your mom held you. He knew you as the soul you are on the other side. Were you named for him, or is there's some kind of a connection there?
His name is my name.
Okay.
Both my grandfathers.
I got chills on my head. That's my that I really hit on something. So there's more though about your connection. Like there's something about you that's like him. So you might have to ask, is it your dad's dad or your mom's dad?
Both. I'm named after both. They were both named Vito, but my mom's dad passed before I was born. I believe my dad's dad passed in like 2004 or 5.
No. Okay, so I feel like this is your
mom's dad.
Your mom's dad.
Okay.
Talk to your mom about him, because I feel like there's something common between you, like either your personality, your interest. There's something.
Okay.
Was he a wine drinker too?
I don't know.
Ask her, because I want to say that there's something with that with wine drinking. He's saying he wants you to know you're never alone, not like somebody's watching you.
Right.
But he's also saying you have to ask. They're not allowed to help you unless you ask for their intervention.
Guidance. So
if you feel like you want something to happen in your life and you want a door to open, you have to ask. Ask your guides, ask, you have 2 grandpops on the other side, I'd ask them. Can you, show me which route to take here. I have two choices, which would be for my highest good. I always use that too, because you always want to make the choice that's for your highest good.
Okay, and what do you mean by highest good? Like, what I really want out of this?
So, no, because sometimes we want things that aren't for our highest good.
Okay.
So for your highest, that's why I always say that, because we think we know what we want and what is best for us, and sometimes it's not.
Okay.
So it could be like, oh, you really want this job. But when you're applying for a job, you don't really know what's going on in that company.
Right.
So if you push, and I am so guilty of this, if you push, you're going to get it. But it might not have been the easiest route for you to go.
Okay.
So you want to be, that's part of the 8-year too. They're bringing me back to that. You want to be very clear in what you want. You want to be very clear on what you want. Like, you're constantly asking and then measuring, what is this taking me closer to what I want or further? If you want, you definitely don't have to lose weight, but this is the easiest way to explain it. If you want to lose 20 pounds or 50 pounds, whatever, and you're trying to make a decision on a menu, you ask yourself, well, if I order this, is it getting me closer to dropping this weight? I mean, it's pretty clear, right?
Right, I see what you're saying.
If I order the hot fudge sundae, is it taking me closer to my goal?
Negative.
Correct. If I order the salad, is that getting me closer?
Okay.
A lot closer than that sundae is.
Correct.
So you want to be clear about your thoughts, because then you're going to measure your decisions against where you want to wind up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I have a woman on the other side who was a cook. She cooked and cooked and cooked. And if you did not eat, it was a total insult. Do you know who that is?
I think I do.
Okay. Okay, she's saying the reason why it's like partaking of life. Like, that's what that was to her. Like, eating was partaking of life. Okay. It was joy. This person was very family oriented.
Yes.
A big family meal. I feel the holidays was very important to her. So probably we're coming into that time, like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I felt was like her favorite.
Okay.
She's also telling me it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. So I feel like she made a lot of handmade stuff. This was not like I don't know, did she make pasta?
Oh, a lot.
Like out of a machine? I'm seeing her doing this. So whatever she would have used to...
We used to make the sauce at her house. Okay. Like every summer we would have the assembly line and
so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. She's saying because that's life. Family is life. Joy. Your life should be joy. If it's not, you're missing something. She's saying you need to step back and figure out why is this not feeling joyful. So I feel like other people might have looked at her life and felt like she did not do a lot. So to me, that would say she was probably a stay-at-home mom, which in that generation is common.
Right.
But like that's kind of frowned upon now. And she's saying that was the best job of all. And that's why she lived a life of, she was in joy, especially around the food and family gatherings. Okay, so she's giving that to you and she's saying, get on it. Like, you need to find your joy. Find your joy. What brings you joy? That brought her joy. What brings you joy? It's just going to go back to what year you're going to be in next year. That's what you need to be working on right now while you're still in that 7 is where is my joy? All right. Your guides want you to know, they're telling me you've been feeling lost. Like, what the heck am I here for?
1,000,000%.
What am I supposed to be doing? Got to stop beating yourself up. That this is not helping the situation, they're saying. You should be trying different things, trying different, we'll say jobs, just to see what you need to know what your strengths are. And how do you know what your strengths are if you're not doing anything? Okay, so like you're doing this. Is this a strength?
I would say so. I think I communicate with people very well, whether it's our first meeting or our 1000th meeting.
And so what can you use that in? And I will tell you too, this will make you laugh. So, well, maybe it won't make you laugh, but your birth date is a 12, which is a 3. You always add the numbers together unless you have an 11. As a 3, that is a lesson throughout your life in communication. So there is no accident what we do, and it's and what I'm trying to tell you is that as much as you may feel that you're lost or don't know what to do or what you should be doing, it's sort of like your soul's on autopilot and you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. So you've learned to communicate. That is the thing that a person with a 3 in their birth number is here to do. And it's like a bunch of steps, which I can never remember all the steps, but basically boils down to speaking your truth. You got to learn how to do that. Then you have to learn how to get other people to actually hear you. Like really hear what you're saying. Because there's a difference between that listening and hearing. You know. And then the third thing is how do you get people to act upon what you're telling them? So I have, and 3s are very challenging. It is a challenging, you will never retire. That's the other thing with the 3.
Damn it.
There's no retirement, but that may not necessarily mean retiring from a job.
Right.
You may retire from your job, but you're going to still be active in some way, maybe doing this, or you will always be active in your community, in your family. So you're not going to be one that's going to be off of pier fishing. Ain't happening. Neither am I. I got, again, 2 3s. So you want to keep working on that skill.
Like
so you can
communication.
Yes, because that's basically kind of what you're here for.
Okay.
You need to build on that and see where that can go. Like, what about communication? What are you supposed to be communicating? Does that make sense?
Yes.
What they're saying. I feel like things have been coming to you, but you are not in the headspace to receive. You Debbie doubt them. I can relate to that, so don't beat yourself up about that.
Right.
My friends always said, Judy, 4 angels have come by and given you the same exact message, and you're still sitting here waiting for number 5.
Okay.
That's you.
Right.
So if you hear my rule, I got this rule, and it is if you hear something 3 times, you better take a good look at it, because by that 3rd time, you don't want to be sitting around wasting time. So if somebody says something to you, 3 different people, like, what are the odds?
Right.
That's the universe trying to give you a message, like, get moving. Let's see, check this out. Would you be good as some kind of a teacher? Would you be good as but don't think teacher.
Like students. Is that what you're, right. Teaching somebody something, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, would you be good at teaching this? Would you be good at helping other people set up a podcast to get their message out? You see?
Yeah.
You got to get out of the box.
Okay.
Okay? And you won't get out of the box while you are Debbie Downering yourself.
Right.
All right. So we don't want no more of that for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Actually, we don't really want any of that anymore.
Right. I like that.
Okay. Are you in a relationship?
Negative.
Okay. I don't know if you're wanting a relationship, but you're not going to be getting one for a little while. They want that you need to focus on you.
I agree.
And once you figure you out, you're going to start attracting people to you. And that's when you'll be good to go. Like, you have to be in a good place. If you attract somebody now, you probably would not be a good thing.
Okay. Good to know. Noted.
Yeah, you don't want to really get involved. I mean, nothing's ever 100%.
Right.
You attract where you're at. So if you're not feeling good about yourself and where you're at in life, you're going to attract that.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Water's very important for you. So if you're not drinking enough of it, start drinking some more. 6 to 8 cups a day is what they say, but that's really, your body needs that. Some people need it more than others. They're telling me you really need it, but it's more of like a moving thing for you. Also, you need to be moving, like physically. Okay. Do you walk or bike or?
Not as much as I would like to. Yesterday, I literally had a thought that I should go for a run, and I didn't.
Well, here you go. Here's confirmation. This is how spirit works, too. People think they're going to get some message. It's not always like that. It's like you're getting the messages yourself. You are not moving on it.
Yeah. I'm big on that I look for confirmation in things, like maybe ask somebody. I'm good for asking somebody yes or no. And then they go, what's the question? I go, just yes or no.
That is great.
And then they say no, and I'm like, okay. Not that I'm gonna act on what they said, but I keep it in my head, like, okay, one person said no.
But that's like the 3 confirmation I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I use this thing too, like a pendulum.
Okay.
Have you ever used a pendulum?
I have not.
Okay. Can I take this off?
Sure.
Just so I can get this off.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is just a great thing for anybody, especially when you feel stuck. Okay, so first you can buy a pendulum, and or you can use something that's weighted. I don't know if you have like a necklace with something on it, a cross or whatever.
I have one on right now.
Okay, so you would just take it off, and you want to get a relationship with it. Okay. But you want to say to it, show me my yes, or show me your yes. See? Okay, thank you. Show me my no. Now, my hand is not moving. I know everybody's like, oh, you moved your hand. No, my hand is not moving. Okay. My name is Judy.
It is Judy.
My name is Vito. Okay. But that's how you start building your trust in what you're getting.
Right.
Like, give me something you want to know, yes or no. Give me something silly.
Okay. Is Inter going to win today?
Is who?
Inter. It's a soccer team.
Is Inter going to win today? I'm getting that.
Shit.
Well, maybe they'll win. Maybe it's not right. But I find that it's, for me, I usually get pretty good information from here.
Okay.
So I'll like...
I'll let you know if they win. They play at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, send me a text.
I will.
I usually, to show people, will usually do like a can of soda or a can of a bottle of water. Soda, this thing, it's a big no. Okay. Usually with the water, it'll be a yes, unless you have some kind of contaminated water.
Fair.
Because I have gotten no on water, and I'm like, okay, what's wrong with this water?
Right. Flint, Michigan. Not good water.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Let me see what else they want you to know. Stop worrying about 10 years down the road here. Like you're thinking about your entire life.
Every day.
Okay. You need to think about right now. So you're missing out on right now, they're saying. You're missing now because you're worrying about
the future.
And you're not going to get to the future if you don't start living your now.
Right.
Okay. And have you not been joyful?
I'd say that I'm good at putting a facade.
But the here's not.
Yeah, people expect a certain thing from me. I'm known as to be this super energetic, positive person, which I am, but recently I just haven't felt that.
So that's what they're saying to you. You need to stop worrying and start doing.
Okay.
Start living your life. I'm also getting, and this is not to say, oh my God, live your life because your life's going to be short. I'm saying live your life because you don't know when, like how much time you have. You don't know when something may happen that you might not be able to
control anything like that.
Or that you, like something happened. You're young, so it's a little different with me. I know I'm counting down my...
Don't say that.
But really, when you get to a certain point, nothing like I haven't died. But the older you get, we all have an expiration date.
Correct.
So they're saying you don't know when your expiration date is. You don't know if you're going to have a health crisis, or maybe it's not even a health crisis, but maybe you need to stay home now to help somebody else that has an issue.
Okay.
You don't know.
Okay.
So you have to maximize each day. And they're also saying, don't be stressing out about doing that now. Like, don't go make yourself crazy. Oh, do you tend to do that?
Yeah. Yes.
This is Spirit's so funny because they know you so well,
They
right?
do. So far, they're
And
pretty,
honestly, like,
pretty
I don't
accurate.
know. I have never met you before, and we have not exchanged like very little information.
Correct.
I didn't even know what your podcast was about or the name. So
Good.
I did not Google you. or-
Vibrations.
just so you know. Let me see what they want. All right. They don't want you to be overly serious trying to be joyful, but they want you to be, it's okay not to be the clown. Are you always the clown? Is that the expected behavior from you?
I suppose to an extent, like I love making people laugh. Like what's one of my favorite things about life is seeing and hearing somebody laugh, and that's coming from me doing something, or maybe I relate a message that somebody else said. But I love bringing joy and laughter to people. But my dad will call me a clown in Italian, pagliaccio, from time to time. So that's okay. That's funny that you
so
said
that is kind of expected. Okay. You need to start making yourself laugh.
Okay.
You're so busy looking for ways to make other people laugh. You need to use that on yourself too.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. Okay. I'm also getting, have you tried stand-up, like going to them open mic nights?
I have never. I've always had the thought, but I'm too nervous. I think standing on a stage in front of people trying to make them laugh by telling jokes.
That's your next step is what I'm getting.
Oh, boy.
So, well, you know what? Fill the place up with your friends. Make all your friends go. And then you make them sit right in wherever your line of sight is. And then you just you do it to them.
That's funny. You say that.
And you only got to do it for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to, once you do it the first time, the first time's always the most
For everything.
challenging. So
Right.
you just got to get over that fear. But this is the stuff that's holding you back.
The fear of getting up on stage.
No, the fear of getting up on stage.
Fear of everything, maybe.
The lack of, I don't want to say the lack of, because they're not saying you have a lack of it, but you need to bring that to yourself, that joy, and the ability to be serious too, and not feel like you're not doing your job. Because your job is not clown or comedian. You have another job here. And that's another thing.
Communication.
I don't know what kind of, but being a comedian is communicating
Right,
something.
but
and you're very right, because laughter is healing.
Okay.
Laughter is healing because it shifts your vibration.
Look at that. That were vibrations. We're here on the Vibrations podcast.
There you go. It's very important. And I want to say that I don't know how you came up with that name, but I would give some thought to that. Like, why did you pick that name?
Okay, go ahead.
So, your path, like, they will never tell me what you're supposed to be doing. Like, that's for you to, your
Figure
journey.
Out. Right.
What you're going to wind up doing may not even exist right this minute. You're supposed to be preparing for it. So if you've been beating yourself up because it's like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Hello? It's because what you're supposed to be doing at that time that you keep projecting out onto is not even something that's a reality. It's not like, oh, I should be a doctor.
Right. Okay.
You know, like maybe you're going to be an energy healer through laughter.
Maybe.
You see what I'm saying?
I see.
But maybe that is not an accepted thing, and you're not ready for it. So it's not even, but you're supposed to be developing certain skills now by doing different things, trying different things.
Okay.
That is, you're very young, and that's a big, I've gotten this message for a lot of young people. It's like my generation, we were expected to be either moms if you're a woman, or you get a job or career. And that's not the reality right now. Things have totally shifted. But people of my generation, and I have kids that are older than you, but I find myself still, even though I know these things, saying to them, well, you do, and this is the truth, you do need to be doing something. But you don't have to commit to it till you retire. You go out and have 15 jobs. Try something because you're developing some kind of a skill. If you work at McDonald's, you're developing communication skills.
Right.
If you're at the front counter, even if you're in the back, you have to communicate to keep
with the
things.
rest of the staff. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's another thing they're saying. Ask, why am I drawn to doing this? Like, it's the craziest thing. Why? I don't know. Why do I want to be a janitor at this place to try it out? Well, what skill are you learning in there? You know, when you're in there, you need to figure out, okay, what am I here to learn? When you learn it, see ya. But that's not the way that we've been raised. That's not the way parents see things. And like I said, I'm guilty of that. But that's the way it needs to be for you.
Okay.
And a lot of people in your generation. So I don't know how old the people in your audience are, but I would bet that if they are in your age group, probably are kind of going through the same thing. Some of them may have a job and they're just like, I hate this job. So why am I in this job? What skills am I learning? You know, if you're in the mall at one of those stores, what are you learning?
Okay.
We're always learning something. And once you get the lesson, it's sort of like you get, okay, it's time to go. You know, you get to a place, another opportunity might show up. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Let me see. Shuffle these up. I know they're big and kind of awkward.
I'm not the best shuffler of the cards.
They're very big.
Anybody who plays poker with me or anything, they know that. But we had to invest in a
shuffler.
Yes, good investment. I might add. Excuse me. Okay.
So I'm just having you shuffle them because I want your energy on them. And now I want you to pick any one card. It does not have to be off the top, the bottom. It can be any card that you want.
Hand it to you?
Yep. So what I do this for is for confirmation that I have actually given you the message that the Spirit wants you to have.
Okay.
And if I missed anything, it'll come out in here. Or just to verify.
Okay.
Okay. So I use it for confirmation more for me than for you.
Okay.
So we got the 3 of Water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement, the need to have more fun. Okay. Now what did we say?
That last one.
Joy.
Yeah.
Yes. But see, this all connects. A celebration. When you get it and you bring that to yourself, your life is going to become a celebration.
Okay.
And then the other part, definitely watch out because you may be getting some kind of an invitation coming, which was something that I did not bring in because I was more focused on you. Was there any questions you had? Like, was there anything unfinished business? Did that all make sense to you?
No, not necessarily, no. An invitation, you mean?
No. The reading, was there any, like, questions you had about the information I gave you?
Oh, no. I just had I guess I was expecting, not expecting, because expectations is not what I wanted to say. I just thought maybe somebody else would want to...
Check in?
Yeah.
You can give me a name and I can ask. Give me your hand and give me your name.
Gwen.
Is she newer on the other side?
Roughly, yeah.
They sometimes have a harder time coming through, so let me ask. Maybe somebody else can bring her through. Did she have a challenging life?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
She was a very, she was an angel.
No, because I have somebody here that's saying they had a challenging life. This person. I'm going to ask your grandfathers to see. She's not coming in. Your grandfather, Vito, was talking earlier, is saying she's okay. I don't know if she went over tragically or was sick, but it's like she's healing. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to connect.
Right.
Let me see if he has anything else. She's concerned about somebody, so I don't know if to me, I would think maybe a parent, but it could be a significant other or something, is not taking her crossing over well. If you could tell them that she's okay, she would appreciate it. She's not giving me any details about how she went over. Some of them will and some of them won't.
It was definitely a tragic way.
She's saying she did not, it wasn't like, she did not suffer. She didn't suffer. Okay?
In the transition during that?
No, it's like, she's telling me she did not, she watched it. It's almost like a movie for her. So she did not like suffer at the time. Okay. It happened. She was not expecting it.
It was extremely
sudden. And
sudden.
she said it was like being shot out of a cannon. And it's like she's got to recover from that because it was traumatic. It was traumatic because she was not ready to, like sometimes if you have cancer and you're suffering, you're ready to get the heck out of here.
Right.
She wasn't really ready for that. So she didn't.
She was extremely young.
So she's saying she was shot out of a cannon. So a lot of times I'll see that if somebody's involved in like a car accident, they get hit in their souls, like when they're hit on that impact, their body takes it, but their soul is kind of ejected like an airline, like a pilot.
Right.
There's something about a doll, some kind of a doll. So I don't know. I don't know if you're friends with her family, and you can ask. But I don't know if she had a. They usually like to give me something that I have no way of knowing. So I don't know if that would be it for her. But there's something about a doll. So I don't know if she was, it could be something like she was buried with the doll, or there's a doll still in her room, or there was a favorite doll. There's something around this doll.
Are you seeing any color? Any color at all?
Color of? Anything.
Like maybe a shirt, or maybe the doll was a specific color?
Oh, for the doll.
Or anything at all?
No, because I'm not seeing her. Like I said, this is coming through Vito, but let me see. Was she super vibrant, like super energetic when she was here?
She gave off the best energy. I'm telling you, she was an angel. She was so nice. Very warm person to be around. And I really consider anybody that got a chance to be around her blessed.
Yeah. All right. So how long ago did she go over?
2015.
Oh, that's a long time. I'm surprised she's not coming through. That's pretty long. That's not recent.
That's why when I said roughly recent, because
yeah, no.
We were in high school.
I'm asking her why she can't come through.
Maybe she doesn't want to be on camera. I still love you, don't worry.
You talk to her, and she hears you, and she answers you, but you don't believe it, she's saying. She's saying you're hearing her, but then you're like kind of brushing it off like that. You're making it up in your head because that's what you think she would say. And she say, stop doing that. Like, I can't have a conversation if you do that. So she is reaching out to you.
I'm just not accepting it, maybe.
Well, you're questioning it or being like, oh, that's all in my head. That's wishful thinking. And it's not. She's saying she is. But she is asking, like, are you in contact with the family?
Yeah.
Just there's somebody who is still suffering, like somebody that is not healing from this. So I don't know. To me, it would be a mom or a dad. But that's just because I'm a mom.
So
that energy.
Her family, that we do a 5K run and a mile walk every year for her ever since she's passed, and it's November 5th, which is...
it's coming up.
Yeah, no, this Sunday coming up.
Okay, let me see. Let me ask her something. she's saying she's going to try to give you a big sign. So be looking. She's going to really try to have something happen that day that you and her family will know she's okay and she's around.
Okay.
So just keep your eyes open. I'm sure she'll do something with something that you would know, like, oh my God, she's here.
Okay.
You know. Was she really good with animals? She's doing something with animals on the other side. So what's interesting is we all think we float around in clouds, and that's not the way it works. We sort of get jobs that help us heal on the other side. And she's doing something with animals over there. Okay. So I don't know if you have do you have animals?
Never.
So I could tell you that, like, if or for your viewers, like, animals are very highly sensitive. And I find dogs a lot will like literally sit. their ears will go up if they have the kind of ears that can go up, and they usually, like, they'll cock their head because they're seeing, which is always good confirmation if you're feeling. So if you're feeling something when you enter a room and there's a dog that's just sitting there like, ooh.
Right, they pick up on it.
They literally see the person, and a lot of little kids can see too.
Here's a quick little story. Right after my grandma passed in 2019, I went to my friend's house, who I've known her forever, and her dog would always go crazy, bark at me, and one time bit me. Small dog, but one time bit me. This day when I came over, he sat on my lap and just, like, gave me comfort because he sensed that I was really down in the dumps.
Animals are smart.
And she kept saying, like, this is surreal. Like, I can't believe he... And the whole time he sat on my lap. No, and I was there for a few hours.
She's like, that's not my dog.
Yeah, she was shocked. But I was like, is he a therapy dog? And she's like, no. I was like, maybe you should look into it. Clearly,
animals
are the best helpers.
Because they have that unconditional love. And that's funny, though, that he just knew you weren't in the space to be bit that day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the invitation is you'll be getting invited to something. There will be something, but it might be that November 5th thing. Do you make it into a celebration?
Yeah. Okay.
That could be that. That would be my guess, because water is emotion, and that this seems very emotional for you.
Does it have to do with a Sagittarius by any chance? Do they have the water in general?
We're fire signs. I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, we are. You're right. I have no idea about any of that. Okay, so we're fire signs.
We're fire signs. Yes, I could tell you real quick. A lot of people will go by their birth sign. We'd have to look at your chart and see what your rising sign is, and also what your moon. So your moon is what your emotional driver, and your rising sign is really what your purpose is for being here.
Okay.
So, but Sagittarius is our fire signs. We love to learn. We love to travel.
Are you say you're a Sagittarius?
Yes.
What month is your birthday?
December.
Oh,
December
nice.
10th. I'm
nice.
right before you. Yes.
Nice. Happy early birthday.
Yes, I'm very, and I am Sag. Like, I have a lot of Sag traits.
Okay. I tend to shy away when people, like, classify me based off of what my sign is, because this might sound like, I don't know, arrogant, but I am one of a kind. I really think I am who I am based off of my culture and my upbringing, more so than the month I was born in. So, like, people are like, oh, you're a Sagittarius. I'm like, well, you don't even, some people that don't know me, I'm like, you don't even know me though. So that's what I don't like, when people classify other people when, like, oh, she's a Taurus. I can't date a Taurus. Who cares? Why don't you see what it's about? That's how I feel.
Well, like I said, you can't go by, you have to get the whole picture. You need that whole chart.
Right.
Because, yes, you're right, there's a whole story in there. But any of these things, like what we did today, numerology, and they're just giving you glimpses. The reason why I got into it was because I was trying to figure out, like, what in God's name am I doing here? Like, what am I here for? Because I never fit in. You know, I just never, from when I was a kid, I never fit in. I was always different. That's because of my gifts. But when you're little, you don't know.
Right.
You know? So, like, I would never say to you, hi, I'm Judy, I'm a medium and a psychic. That's not my gig.
Right.
I am a healer. I do not heal you, but like I said, my cards are catalysts for change. I will be interested to see what changes for you, because I know that you're getting ready to change. Like you've had enough. I can feel it. I feel the energy.
Yeah.
Like a level of frustration, and you're ready for a new challenge. Like you're bored almost. It's almost like you're at a bored place.
I like to say I am sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Nope, then make a change.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're bringing this to me. Don't be thinking about in 10 years or what you're supposed to be.
In the moment, present.
What do you want to learn right now? Okay, you're doing all this. How do you take this to the next level? Maybe you can get a job somewhere where they teach you some stuff about this. Or you do, sometimes we learn too by teaching. Like I said, I feel, I got to go back to that. I feel like you might be teaching this in some manner. Teaching other people how to do this. Because everybody has a message. And like you said, you're one of a kind. But everybody else is one of a kind
Correct.
too.
I
None
agree.
of us
I agree.
are mixed the same. If identical twins, they're still born whatever, 2 seconds apart.
They have their own traits, for sure.
And that 2 seconds, that makes a difference. You know? So I would leave you with that. Like, figure out what brings you joy, and then you figure out, okay, so how can I, and I don't want to say, that's the other thing, we always tie everything to money. And in case we all haven't noticed, something's going on.
Yeah, a little something.
Not for nothing, the Fed's out of money.
Yeah.
So it's
spooky out here.
Yeah, it's not going to be about the money. It's going to be, okay, I can do this. What can you do? It's going to be about barter. It's going to be about community service. It's going to be, how can I keep a roof over my head and feed my family?
Togetherness.
But that does not necessarily mean you got to be making $1 million.
Right.
That means you need to know, okay, you know how to make sauce because your grandmom taught you.
My mom, yep.
You know?
Okay.
So you can teach other people how to make sauce. How to make pasta. I got chills too. She loves it. She thinks that's great. She's like, see, I had a purpose. And yes, you did.
Oh my goodness, she had more than a purpose. She was everything to me.
She said, I am love. She wants you to remember that.
She is love.
And so are you. Is that hers?
Here, yep, inside.
Oh, look, I don't know if you can see the goosebumps.
I can see them, look. It's me and her in there.
Oh.
This was hers. She had my grandfather that I didn't meet in here. And anytime she walked down the hall, it made this noise. It still makes the noise.
Oh, so she's always with you.
Always. And
she
that's
says
crazy.
You are love. Remember that.
I am love.
So I got to tell you. No, she's saying she is love, but she's saying you are love. And I want to cry. So she was very connected to you. Like she really loved you. Like I got tears coming in. I didn't pull tissues out.
I should have grabbed the box of tissues. I'm so sorry.
No,
I loved her more than anything.
And you know what? She's with your friend.
With my friend? She's with Gwen?
Yeah. She's with Gwen. Like I feel like she was very nurturing.
My grandmother?
Yes, she was very nurturing.
Sometimes, to a fault. But like I think that's everybody, somebody can be overprotective and over nurturing to an extent.
Yeah, I just feel like again, like this was really more for you to move forward. So I'm sorry if you didn't get all the information you wanted on Gwen, but maybe if we do another reading, that'll come through.
Okay.
Because I really feel they need you to start moving. They need you to.
I'm stuck in the mud.
Just get out of the rut.
Get out of
and
it.
They're trying to give you a couple of things to help you do that, because you got a big job to do at some point, and you need to be getting those skills and the tools in your toolbox, and getting your head in the game for your game today.
Yeah, Forza ain't there. Forza means let's go in Italian, so let's go into. I'm upset that you said they're gonna lose.
Listen.
No, it's okay.
I never really use this for sports or wherever I put it. I never use it for sports and stuff or betting. And no, I never get winning numbers. I stink at
I'm sure that's a common question.
Yeah.
What are the lottery numbers?
Yeah, no, I don't even get them for myself.
Right, you'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, I wish, right? But not even to which machine to play. Some psychics, they do. They get information like that.
Oh, the third from the left.
Just not my path, I guess.
Okay. All right. Oof.
So I hope this has been helpful.
This has been great.
And I also say, and fun, because this should be fun for you to learn what you can do to move yourself forward.
It exceeded my expectations, I will say that. I didn't have a lot of expectations.
Gee, thanks.
No. Not, I didn't want that to sound disrespectful. I meant like in the sense...
I understood.
I've learned that this year has been challenging for me, but I've learned not to have any expectation about anything going forward because I tend to get let down a lot. So I figured if I lead with no expectations, I should leave happier because...
You have no expectations.
Right. So that's what I meant by this.
And you might also get some gifts you would not receive because when we have an expectation, that's all we're looking for. So like we're kind of single vision, tunnel vision.
Okay.
Instead of receiving the gifts that are coming. And that's funny because that ties into what I was telling you. Like that's why I always say, for my greatest good. What's for my greatest good?
Right. Okay.
Because that expectation is what you want.
Yeah.
In a pretty package, we call it expectation.
Yeah. So no tears for someone. Oh, they were close towards the end when you said that my grandmom is love because she's in a heart-shaped locket around my neck, and it's so crazy. Oh, I just put the pieces together. So on Snapchat, I don't know if you're familiar, but it will say like, oh, on October 29th, 4 years ago, and on this day, holy crap. On this
I'm getting chills, so whatever it is.
On this day, 4 years ago, was when I put the picture of me and my grandmother in this locket.
How do you like that for confirmation from the other side? These are the little things, too, for your audience and for you. This is the way Spirit communicates that it really is them, that I'm not crazy, I'm not just making stuff up. Because a lot of stuff that comes through is pat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean by pat?
Like... Could be for you, could be for
somebody else, right?
And that's another thing for your listeners. A lot of times messages will come through, they may be for you, but they apply. Okay. So like I said, like I find that a lot of people your age are kind of struggling with the same thing. You know, what am I supposed to be doing? Well, stop beating yourself up. It's just not there yet, so just do something to build skills. Okay. You know, do something to learn something, because you don't want to be in your 20s and not learning, because when you're not learning, you're dying. Right. Like you are going down the wrong path.
Regressing, I see. Okay.
You need to be moving forward always.
Excellent. So again, thank you very much. I went into this open-minded. I tend to be a closed-minded person sometimes on specific things. But I came into this open-minded, and I want to say thank you for coming. I know you don't do this particular setting, but I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do. I think it's important. I think it could be helpful for a lot of people. I want to say it was helpful for me. You kind of hit things on the head, what I do need to do. I want to say thank you for letting me communicate with people that I have been wanting and yearning to communicate with. Again, anyone that wants to have a reading done or anything done, contact me, because I'm not going to spread her number in case of something negative. So contact me on Instagram, any kind of messaging. If you have my number, if you're blessed to have my number, shoot me a text. Is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to say to the people before we go? Okay.
I just wish you all to find your path and love yourself. That's the way forward. Can't do anything if you don't love you.
Yes.
You know.
Great. So subscribe to the YouTube, Vibrations with Vito. Find me on Spotify, Apple, TikTok, Instagram, everything. Vibrations with Vito. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Until next week. Ciao for now.